Good afternoon. How is everybody doing? All good? Back for another afternoon of fun? Hopefully it's more fun than the Canadian CPI figures. They weren't fun. We didn't really do anything, did we? Went nowhere. Boring. So 1 sec. My MT4's not open. There we go. Afternoon, Michael. Euro pound flying. ADR's just been hit on the pound Swiss. Pound Swiss. ADR hit to the downside. I'm out of pound Swiss. Yeah, just got out of pound Swiss this afternoon. There we go. And just taking a little drawdown control on the Euro New Zealand. Because that thing is off the charts. Totally. Mental waves. Afternoon, Gerard, James, Chris. Howdy doody. So I'm just getting stuff on other monitors arranged. There we go. Right. So, yeah, CPI figures for the Canadian dollar, 0.4. So year on year, ever such a slight, but year on year isn't something we really pay too much attention to. It's the monthly and quarterly. Where the hell's my pen? Why is my pen not working? Okay. Pen didn't work for some reason. There we go. So yeah, the year on year isn't something we pay a massive amount of attention to. It's the monthly and the quarterly. What's happening year on year is very hard to forecast from January to January, for example. Month to month, quarter to quarter is what's focused on. Most reporting, in mine included, is done on a quarterly figure rather than monthly or annually. So it was a slight drop in inflation month on month, which is obviously good for economy, not as positive for currency. Year on year is slightly up. So very mixed figure for the CAD. We didn't get an awful lot of movement off of the Canadian dollar at all. So we are coming down, pound CAD, US CAD, kind of mixed. CAD Swiss, kind of mixed. CAD Yen, kind of mixed. So not really any movement that I would write home about at all on that one. Afternoon, John. Afternoon, Diamond. Musa. Good evening from Malaysia. Euro New Zealand, good to short. Yeah, Euro New Zealand, just looking at that. Very extended Euro New Zealand. We're up to 89. So what I've done is I've just put some new lines on my RSI. I've put the 90 level on and the 10. The 90 and 10 are like, holy crap, what's going on lines. We very rarely get to 90s and 10s. When we do, it is absolute exhaustion. Yeah, so you can see we're up at 90. So this is something very, very unusual. To be up at these sorts of levels on the RSI. It means the strength of this move is, obviously very, very, very big. So I've just done a bit of drawdown control on this position. Well, I haven't, the EA has, because I'm in a sell on Euro New Zealand. We are now 1.5 ADR away from the entry. So it's taken a third of the position off. And then obviously I'll get in on another reversal alert. So this is the level on the Euro New Zealand I was looking at this morning. These highs here, that high there, that all ties in very nicely with the 4 hour, or was it daily? No, it was just these hourlies. So these hourly levels here, we're out the top. This thing's not stopping. This New Zealand dollar, this euro at the moment is flying, obviously, as we can see. And we've got this massive weakness at the moment in the New Zealand dollar. So Euro New Zealand is obviously the perfect storm at the minute. So a lot of ADR hits today. Euro New Zealand being the top at the moment at 150. So this I would say is you know, talking about fruit, doesn't get much riper than that. We haven't had one down candle all day on the hourly chart. There has not been one moment where there's been any bears in control whatsoever today. So yeah, mean reversion, yes. M5 reversal alerts today. You had one here. That candle there was a reversal alert. That candle there was a reversal alert. And the new one is there. So as you can see, you know, distance from where the initial reversal alert was to where the next one will be is very, very minimal. So if you did get in on that one, obviously, you know, you're not far off. But yeah, what a push. What a push. But yeah, 90s, we don't get very, you know, rare, very rare. Lots of those to look at. We'll have a look at those. We'll watch the open first. We've got 5 minutes to the open. So afternoon, Europe. Afternoon, we hopefully no one's driving their cars this afternoon watching the stream. Not a good thing to do, as we had this morning. We've got 47 likes. No, we haven't. We've got 47 people. We've only got 7 likes. Let's give it a thumbs up and see if we can get some more people in. I don't get anywhere near as many people in the New York session as we do in the London for some reason. I don't know quite why. Afternoon, Nasir. So DAX this morning, the 5-minute ORB this morning was beautiful, straight out the top and didn't look back. It has been quite choppy on the pullbacks. So for those using trailing stops, which are fairly tight as I do, 110 is my trailing stop. So you can see from the opening range breakout, my stop was about 41. Pullback from high to low there is 47. So I actually got that. Unfortunately, this morning, it just came down and tagged me out of the trade before it went again. I did get back in on the 15-minute pre-set file, which is still running. So I am in that bit. But stop's down there, so obviously the risk on it, sorry, stop was there, so the risk on it to reward is still positive on the day. So I've had one stop out, one positive, up about a few $100, not a lot. So although that looks like a beautiful opening range breakout today, in fact it's quite minimal because it's been such a choppy move as it's gone. It's not been one of these lovely parabolic moves that we like to get. So but that is still there. So we are rolling over at the minute ever so slowly. So if we get a drop on the New York Open, I think there's a possibility of a move down on the DAX to come back and do this either today or tomorrow, but it's going to be a very difficult one. So we'll see what happens. NASDAQ so far this morning. I've got period separators on. No. Have now. So this is today's Globex session. As you can see, it's been quite a volatile one. We've had a big move up. So fair old bit of movement today in Globex ahead of the New York Open. We've got a long way to go to ADR though. So although it looks like a fairly big open, there's still a lot of room for maneuver. So lots of ADRs, lots of RSIs. So we'll whiz through those after the open and have a look at those. Got a couple of minutes to the open. So NASDAQ today, from a support resistance perspective, we're really, really close to yesterday's high. As you can see, why have I not got yesterday's high on there? Oh, it doesn't matter. 126.81. Is yesterday's high. Yesterday's low is 124.01. Is all the way down there near ADR basically. So there's a possibility of running straight up into resistance. So if we do get a bounce at resistance there, that's a good looking short opportunity. Your pre-market 15 is there at the moment. Very, very nice and tight. So if we get a flyer, it could be a very nice profit on the flyer off the pre-market 15. I really like it when it's tight like this. Because the trading stop is really tight. Here we go. We're off. Market's open. Why is it not drawing the pre-market 15 in? Oh, why is it all set to false? What? I must have changed the set files. No, that's right. Yeah, false. Sorry. I just want to draw it. Why is that not drawn? What am I missing? Huh? It's probably a target thing. I don't know why. Anyway, I'll draw them on manually. So there's your pre-market 15. Here's your pre-market 15. There and there. So we are long on the pre-market 15. Let's watch the Dow as well. See what that's up to. The Dow's gone long as well. Beautiful long move on the Dow. Look, very, very nice and orderly. That's a lovely little trend today. So you've hit target on the pre-market 15. No, you haven't. Not quite. Draw those in. Whoa, stop moving. So risk on the pre-market 15 would have been somewhere in the region of, not going to stop moving, is it? Anyway, you've hit target. Look, it's about 20. You've done 22. So call it target. There you go. Well done. If you took the pre-market 15, hey, 1.5 hour. Well done. Afternoon is here. Afternoon, Brian. I'll be driving shortly. Excellent. Make sure you watch your screen. People blown all their equity in London. None left for New York. Well, there's still plenty of room. Still got plenty of room on ADR. So it's just, yeah, it has been a bit of a big move today. We are getting a lot of these pre-market moves at the moment. It's still to do with this banking and this fallout from the SVB thing. The market's really struggling, I think, at the moment to know what to do. And we're getting a lot of movement outside of hours, which is fine. But it's very odd. There's your 5-minute push, which is straight into resistance and rejecting. So this could be a very nice short straight away out of the pre-market 15, which is going to go in there. Oh, sorry, over the 5-minute opening range rather, which is there. 1.5 minutes left. There seems to be a gremlin in the EA. Yeah, no, there's a gremlin in me, I think. User error more than gremlins. There's the problem. Look, drawdown. So the EA was set to close everything and stop at $2,500. It's in 4K a drawdown. So obviously it said, no, I'm not going to do it. So I just need to adjust these because those is obviously it's not trading on this account. So I didn't think to change those. So that's all it was. So that's all set fine. I need to change that on the DAX set file as well, actually, don't I? Right. Okay. So we're holding that high. 20 seconds left until this 5-minute opening range is in. Afternoon, Luke. US dollar index is at 20 RSI. So when it turns, indices will turn, will they? Quite possibly. Right, okay, so there's your 5-minute opening range in, so I don't have to draw that now. So the market, so the EA is drawing properly now. So there's your 5-minute opening range. It's still going. Wow, still going. Okay, DAX, the Dow is turning, potentially, look. I'll be careful of this level. This is yesterday's high. So we are just up at yesterday's high at the minute on the NASDAQ. So yeah, if the US index, so if you look at the euro US dollar, this is obviously very similar to the, this is basically the Dixie upside down. So obviously that is up at those highs at the moment. So if we are going to get some strength on the US dollar, obviously euro US dollar will come down and indices typically will tend to come down. However, this morning with the euro, we saw the euro pumping and the DAX pumping at the same time, which is obviously opposite usually happens there as well. When the euro drives up, the DAX drives down and vice versa. So we had a divergence there this morning in the fact that the euro went up and the DAX went up at the same time. Yeah, so we had positive movement on indices and on euro across the board on the euro. So we may not see that. Everything's a little bit out of whack at the moment because of what's going on with the banks. So I wouldn't be surprised to see things not doing what we expect them to do at the minute. Typically what's happening is money is being pumped into the stock market, which is being used, the US dollar is being used to pump in here. So, you know, when you buy stocks, you got to buy stocks in dollars. Yeah. So dollars get pulled out of the stock market, of the wherever they're being held, into the stock market and vice versa. Same with the euro. If you want to buy European stocks, you pay in euros. So the euro tends to come down as the stocks drive because the money's being put into stocks. So that's typically why the relationship between the two exists. But we've had an awful lot of money driven into safe havens, haven't we, over the last week, i.e. the yen and the Swiss francs to a point until the Credit Suisse went pop. So, you know, things are different. We had a lot of money driving into the US dollar over the banking incidents as well. And that wasn't necessarily drawn out of the stock market, although it typically is. So, I don't know, it's a bit weird at the moment. Why does this... Every day, isn't it? Pretty much in the New York session, we get a freeze on Robo Forex. Don't know why this is happening on this platform. On my other platform, I'm watching it absolutely fine. So it is MT4 related to this particular install for some reason. So the Dow is pushing down at the moment still. I would show you that if my platform worked. The Dow is currently trading down here. Ready? Light magic, pop. Okay, don't pop. Make your mind up. Jeez. Okay. It will come back to life in a sec. So we're just about to get a reversal alert on the Dow. Oh, come on. Afternoon, Seymour. We'll come back to that in a minute when the hell the platform decides to work. Germany. I'm just going to connect to the Netherlands. Just common error. Come on, MT4, wake up. All right, whatever. So we've got ADRs while we're waiting for that to come back to life. We're not actually going anywhere, so you're not missing anything. We are literally fluctuating around about the same price on the indices, so it's not actually going anywhere at the moment. And so Aussie dollar Swiss is an ADR hit. Oh my God, this isn't going to update either. Come on. Anybody else got robo Forex problems at the minute? Right, okay, back to life. So as soon as I launch another MT4 and threaten you with going to another MT4 platform, you come back to life. I see. It's like that, is it? Oh, sorry, I'll just shut this down. Oh my God. IT problems today. So there you go. There's your reversal alert on that one. And big, strong pullback on the Nasdaq as well. So we are holding inside the 15-minute. Let's get rid of that pre-market, inside the 5-minute rather. So I do fancy this short off of this resistance here. But we'll see. We'll just watch what happens with this. No problems on the laptop. When the volume comes in, it lags. Yeah, it shouldn't be lagging on here. I don't have a problem. It's very, very intermittent. Some news events, it's absolutely fine. Most news events is absolutely fine. It just seems to be the literally after the initial cash balance has gone on the New York Open, it seems to freeze. It's done it a few days in the trot now. Weird. But anyway, so we'll see if we hold that level. So this is our initial propulsion gap from the open. If we are going out the highs, obviously, we'll need to find another target to the upside, but I do like it as a yesterday's high bounce today and go short. My MT4 just froze for a few minutes just now. It's been quite regular incident nowadays. Yeah, it does happen. I don't think it's not broker related because my laptop is sitting here with logged into. It's a different Robo Forex account, but it's on the same server, and it's no problem at all. Hasn't frozen, hasn't lagged. So it is something to do with MT4. I think it's just a case of MT4 just gets clogged up sometimes, and it just lags. But MT5 gets clogged up all the time. So we're still inside bar at the moment on the 5-minute. So we'll see what happens in a minute on this one. But it looks like it's going short on the Dow. So I kind of like it as a short on a break of that low. Come back down and retest these targets. The other reason I like it low is because we've got this massive DAX hole to fill. So there's definitely enough to go short on the stocks today. So ADRs, let's have a quick look at those. Aussie dollar Swiss. Oh yeah, I was going to do the stuff I've closed out thing, wasn't I? So today, closed out New Zealand dollar Swiss. We looked at this one this morning, didn't we? So New Zealand dollar Swiss, short, closed out. That was the H1 RSI extension. New Zealand dollar US dollar, that one closed out today in London. If you were here in the London session, that short closed out as well. Pound Swiss, that short closed out today. And Euro New Zealand just done drawdown control on that one. So that I've taken a third of that position off because it's off the charts at the moment. So Aussie dollar Swiss RSI extension. So we're straight down RSI support yesterday's low. Look at that for a tap on yesterday's low. Look at that. Boing, boing, boing. Haven't had the reversal alert yet, but you are very, very close to getting one. So looks pretty good. Aussie dollar Swiss. Everything. We've got a few more buys on board now. Look, retail's come online with some of this recently, but the vast majority of everything at the moment is range bound. There's nothing massively strong or weak for buys or sells. So Aussie dollar Swiss is totally neutral, no cop bias whatsoever. At the moment, though, the retail crowd are long, so we've got a signal to go short, which it has done today. So you're trading against the retail crowd, or rather, if you jump in short on this, jump in long on this, you're trading with the retail crowd. So don't be surprised if you get a small pullback and they come back down and take that liquidity, because that's what they're probably going to do. However, we are very extended on the hourly, not massively extended. Anything over 25 I'm much more interested in, but that is an RSI, an ADR hit. So potential push back up, or we will be pushing back up into that area. However, we still have that down there. So from where we are right now, you're either going to see that or you're going to see that. So if you fancy it long, be prepared to scale into a second at half an ADR. Swiss yen extended. We're holding up on the NASDAQ in that propulsion gap at the moment. Swiss yen ADR hit to the upside. Again, all of these yens, very difficult to tell what we're going to do with them. I fancy a return to origin. A lot of them have already got there or are just about to get there. Euro yen is one of the ones that's almost there. This is being held back because there's no rallying in the Swiss franc at the moment. So this weakness that we're seeing in the yen at the moment is why this is moving up, but there's no power in the Swiss franc to really give this any legs. So the fact that it's got up to ADR is pretty much a decent achievement today. I'll be looking for a pullback into there, but we're in very difficult territory with this one. There is a possibility if another bank goes over, this is going to come back down again. So this could become an orphaned area. So it's very hard. Swiss yen, I'm really not that interested in at the moment. Euro odd, that is a nice sell up at those highs. So we've got a lovely propulsion gap to trade back into. So there's your ADR hit, rejection happening at the moment. Drop down to M5. You've probably just had a reversal alert, or you're just about to get one. Just about to get one. This candle is about to close as a reversal alert here. I'm already in it because I got in it on that one. Short target down here somewhere. Euro pound, again, this is 125 now. Haven't had a reversal alert on this. This thing's just parabolic. So it's very, very tight. You will get a nice tight reversal alert on this, but yeah, I mean, it's all over the place at the minute. So yeah, very tight. 150 ADR is on the cards, but this is starting to roll over. So if you look at this, yeah, look at the size of these downward candles. Yeah, look at the size of what we're getting right now. This could well be it, the turning point. 125 ADR, nicely extended, beautiful target to the downside to come back and retest that propulsion gap as well there. So this is a beautiful accumulation break. Absolutely perfect propulsion candle, propulsion gap. And that is 35 pips away, half an ADR. So really nice, quick half an ADR drop potentially on that one. Euro yen, nicely extended to the upside. That's come off target. This one is one that we looked at, as I said, from a yen perspective, return to source. We have broken out the highs. We will need to pull back before we push up. It's not going to be able to go parabolic and then parabolic. It's extended. Yeah, we're going to get some kind of pullback on this. We could, though, just flag and break. Yeah, so you may not get it first time. It may need a second entry to get this one. It all depends how long this euro strength lasts, and this euro strength is manic, as you can see. Yeah, everything on the euro, on the hourly, is extended almost above the 80s across the board. So these euros, just be a little careful with them. Euro New Zealand, again, this is, look at it, it's just not stopped all day. We've not had one negative, one down candle all day. You go back in history in your charts and try and find a day like this where you've not had one red candle. very rare, very rare. Yeah, this is an absolute perfect storm. The euro has been pumping all day. The New Zealand dollar has been dumping all day. This is just perfect. So, you know, you've had the odd candle where you've almost got sellers on board, then boom, run over straight away. So as soon as we get a down candle on this, the market is going to pay attention and go, hang on. There'll be pending orders set under the low of that candle. And as soon as the low of that candle breaks, we'll be down fast, I reckon. But, you know, look at the way this is going at the moment. It could carry on going, couldn't it? We're up at 150 ADR. We could get a 175. We're 125% of its average weekly range. We're on Tuesday in the New York session. We've done 175% of its normal weekly range. This thing's gone nuts. So it's going to mean revert beautifully. And it'll be, you know, potentially we could get an A-shaped recovery out of this. But we've got no news catalyst this afternoon. So there's nothing to drive the market. We got home sales this afternoon at 2 o'clock. That could be why we're hanging around on the indices. So the indices at the moment are basically just flip-flopping, whipping out. So that could be why, but massive extension on that one. Pound Swiss is extended on ADR. So that one we've come straight down. That was my short I'm in. So we've hit ADR. We're coming down into this propulsion gap at the moment. Yeah, which is now filling. We've got this big target down here. We have tested that and bounced out of it very nicely. So once this is filled, there's only that really, but it has already been tested. Again, the pound is a sell. Yeah, across the board, the pound is a sell. It's all negative or range bound. So, you know, pound Swiss is a -1. We've got retail long on it at the moment. Sorry, retail short on it at the moment. So it's saying to go long, but with a weak buy. So, you know, it's had 5 days up or 4 days up roughly. So this is the profit take move. Oops. Yeah, so there is your profit take move off of the RSI extension. Obviously, you can see that's the trade I took and I'm out of. So you can take it long. There is a good chance. I mean, it's highly likely it's going to mean revert. How far, I don't know. But I don't necessarily think we're going to get another leg up on this. With what's going on with these banks at the moment and the bailouts and everything, I think the Swissy will suddenly power up and everything will become nice and happy. So I would be more inclined to see something like that. Climb up the stairs, fall down the elevator shaft. Pound New Zealand, I will have a look at the chat in a minute. I can see some questions coming. Pound New Zealand starting to roll over. We looked at this one this morning, didn't we? We hit ADR. We got the reversal alert up there beautifully. Bang, coming down very hard. So that was your reversal alert this morning in London on that one. Pound New Zealand. Oh, that was it. New Zealand dollar CAD. We've had the reversal alert at ADR. Yeah, we're retesting at the moment. Target's up here. So that looks good as well. I'm already in that long on an H1 M5. So H1 extension, I'm already in it because of that, and that, and that, and that, and lots of other stuff back there. So this is a lovely support level. We're going to get a nice bounce off of this. Back up to there. So this is an A-shaped recovery. So we're looking for that movement. And New Zealand dollar Swiss. Big extension, 125 at the moment. So again, lovely target. We're coming back up there. Will we get down there before we come back up there? Don't know. But wait for a reversal alert on M5. You have actually had one this morning. That's tight. I'm not sure you would have actually got that. Yeah, you would just about got a structure break there. Just. It's debatable. You might not have got that on some brokers. You would have got one there though. So again, roughly going to be the same level. When you get a reversal alert at ADR, if it fails and makes a new low, quite often, you know, the next reversal alert will literally be pips away, and then the next one is pips away. Because by the time you get down to ADR, the market's running out of steam, and when it gets that first reversal alert, it's either the start of a profit take move or it's a sign of the buyers stepping in, because the sellers are just running out of steam. There's just no one left to buy from. So you tend to find it all slows down and gets to a sort of low channel. So you get this sort of downward flag, which is what we're seeing here. So the reverse alerts aren't usually that far away. But so yeah, they're all very, very, very nicely extended, all of that lot. Your weeklies, New Zealand CAD is already hit its weekly range. Pound New Zealand has. Euro New Zealand is extended to 125 of its normal range already. Say it's Tuesday, and Euro Pound. So lots of opportunities there. Let me just catch up on the chat. We'll have a quick look at what's going on in the indices. Back up inside the 5-minute range. The Dow is stuck sideways. So not gone anywhere yet today. Trader Kenny, MT4 is outdated. That's why. No, it's nothing to do with MT4. It's to do with your broker feed. MT4 is nothing to do with it. I've got 3 MT4s running. This is the only one that's frozen. Therefore, it's an MT4 issue, isn't it? I've got 3 MT4s running on the same broker, on the same server, and 1 MT4 freezes. You cannot say that's MT4. It's the broker feed, but sorry, it's not the broker feed, rather. It's the MT4 installation. It's not the MT4 platform. It's just that one is broken. MT4 does get clogged up, so all you do is you just reinstall MT4 and copy your indicator folder over, and you're done. I do it regularly. It's just I don't get time to do it because I'm in here all the time. Afternoon, Alan. For MT4 lagging issue, set your max button after. Yeah, no, it's not that. No problem with my Forex funds. No, I've got no problem. I'm running my Forex funds. No problem with that either. As I say, it's this terminal. Don't slag off MT4. It's the best thing out there. You MT5 traders, I know what you're like. Euro New Zealand comes down. Yeah, Euro New Zealand will come down. That's beautiful. That's ready to pop. Not yet though. It's still pushing. I'm not sure where that's going now. We've got to come out pretty far to find some resistance on this bad boy now. There's lots of levels. So anywhere from this next high, which is pretty much where we are, anywhere from there down to that high, which is the lowest high in that cluster, that is potentially our turning point somewhere in there. So yeah, I mean, this thing is parabolic. We will get a pullback on it. It's just, you know, we need to find some resistance, and there doesn't seem to be any at the moment. This is, as I say, this is just a perfect storm, but you don't get to 90 RSI extension without a lovely pullback. So get in. I'm in one. As soon as the next reversal alert comes in, I'm taking a second position. I'm not, the EA is, but I will be in it again. I'm in US dollar Swiss shorts as it broke support, looking for a leg down. Good for you. Could very well be bars in chart and history. Nah, it's not that. My PC cost $4.5 grand. Yeah, it's not a performance issue with my PC. It's not a performance issue with MT4. It's just the fact that it gets clogged up sometimes. That's all it is. They all do it eventually. They're like, MT4 is like Windows. You know, you get a new PC and it's like, bang, super fast. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, that took a long time to boot up today. And then before you know it, you're sitting there double-clicking something to launch an application, and you're sitting there for a minute waiting. It just gets clogged up. Reinstall Windows, bang, it's back to lightning speed again. MT4 is very easy. All you do is you go to your data folder, and you copy your data folder. Yeah, in your data folder, you just copy that folder. Actually, no, you don't copy that folder. I copy that folder, and that folder. And basically reinstall it, put those folders back in, launch it, bang. You've got a brand new MT4, super fast, takes 2 minutes. It's just I can't be bothered to do it. Because 90% of the time I sit here and it's absolutely fine. And then one time it goes wrong, I go, yeah, I'm going to reinstalling it. And then it doesn't do it for another 2 days. So I forget about it. It's life. Swiss should start getting bullish volume soon as the Swiss governments are helping to recover from the CS bank issue. Yeah. I think we will get some strength in the Swissy soon. Pound New Zealand, you're still in from this morning. I am. Pound New Zealand, RSI high alert. That was good timing. I'm still in it. I got into Pound New Zealand. I got into Pound New Zealand on the 3rd of March. And I'm still in it. Which is fine. That was my entry. And that was my second entry. And that was my third entry. And at some point it's going to do that and I'm going to get out. I'm just waiting. Okay, we're out the highs. So that is your news. There's your home sales just come in. Yellen is speaking at the moment as well. So home sales doesn't really affect anything at all. Home sales has got nothing to do with the economy whatsoever. It's the housing permits, which is important because it's how many houses you can build, how many jobs you can create, not how many second-hand homes have been sold. So we've got some talking heads coming through. So we'll keep an eye on the talking heads. We might get some movement. I haven't got tick strike on today, have I? I just suddenly realised. Let's refresh. Buyers, lots of buyers. So out the highs, that's a fairly big gap up on the NASDAQ, the Dow also. So opening range breakout today is a bit of a mess, isn't it? So your 5 minute probably was a long stop out, short stop out. You're now long. So you've had 2 stop outs and now long above resistance. So tricky today. This doesn't want to go anywhere, does it? Like somebody said earlier, it's probably a little tired. What's the stats of the 100% ADR getting hit every 24 hours? I have no idea. What's the stats of the 100% ADR getting hit every 24 hours? I don't know. I've never tested it. Do you mean what's the chances of it hitting that level? It's 58%. But it's not over a time period. There's a lot of sellers just started to come in there. So yeah, it's not. There's no time period. The statistics over the last 25 years are that ADR gets exceeded 58% of the time. Sorry, 42% of the time. 58% of the time it stays within ADR. I've never tested it over a 24-hour period, i.e. how many days in a row, I guess is what you're saying, but I've no idea. Never tested that. I'm not sure it really would help. Afternoon, Steve. But yeah, the stats on it, yeah, it's all on the website. Go to the website, go to the ADR indicator, and it will. There's a little video there that will give you all the information about how I tested it. Shows you where I got the data from, shows you my spreadsheet, how I built up the analysis, how many years I tested it over, full detail of everything you need to know about the mathematical statistics behind average daily range. But I've done nothing more than what's on there. So if it ain't answered in there, I don't know. This is a real mess today, isn't it? NASDAQ. Whoa, see that order come in there? That was a biggie. I'd be looking to sell this if I was you today. I don't like this here. So this is, the NASDAQ is up at resistance, look. So this is Friday's high, basically. Other than that, we've got this area at the highs here to look at, and then up there. And then we're getting up into the realms of we need to be breaking out into 4-hour resistance, which is miles away. So where we are here, you can see obviously we're not in a bull market, we're not in a bear market at the moment. We are literally undecided in a range, not knowing where we should be going with the stock market. So I wouldn't want to push it much further than 125 ADR today if it manages to get up there. But from what I can hear coming through at the moment, looks like a nice short, doesn't it, at that level? Certainly a lot of selling coming in. S&P is selling off. Dow, very much so. So it looks like a short. Utter mess today, utter mess. Right, so that's all the ADRs covered. RSIs. Blimey. A lot of selling coming in, can hear it. RSI, so we got a lot of RSI extensions to look at. So if you're trading 4-hour RSI extensions, Euro odd. Sorry, I've just got a test running, I forgot. There we go. This is for something I wanted to cover this afternoon, which is basically a question I get asked about prop a lot. So I'm just going to use this to demonstrate a point in a minute. So RSI extensions on the 4-hour, Euro odd, still extended, as you can see. So 4-hour RSI extension. I need to draw lines on my 4-hour version of the RSI as well. Actually, I'm using the same RSI across the board now, aren't I? So why don't I just have that running on the 4-hour and the daily chart as well? Ta-da! So yeah, why have I got 2 RSIs now? Let's just stick that one on M1 because I don't use M1. There we go. So Euro odd 4-hour RSI extension. We've got resistance coming up here, somewhere up in these highs. So we're very nicely extended above 125. This is a parabolic move. Parabolic moves always have an elastic band snapback, as you can see, pop back. So if we get another RSI extension off of this high, obviously you'll have to take a second or third position before you get your exit. So yeah, very, very nice strong push to the upside. So I'll be looking to trade it back down into there at some point. This potentially as well, but that definitely. So nicely extended. It's not quite massively extended. It's extended on ADR more than it's extended on RSI on the 4-hour. Obviously on the hourly, when you drop down, it's massively extended. We're above the 80. So again, parabolic, off the charts. You can see where the resistance is. I'm in one here, second entry there, exit on the drop. So very nice looking Euro odd short. Again, we've already looked at it on ADR. Euro Swiss extended to the upside. We just had a reverse alert on the hourly on that. So your M15 was roughly at the same point. M5 roughly at the same point as well. So it's all reversed at the same level really because we went into an accumulation there. So very nice extension on that one. Just come out of extension on the hourly. 4-hourly, obviously, very extended. Still not quite. I mean, it's just above the 70 still. So starting to pop back down. There's your target. Back down into there. If it pushes up into there first, second entry and short. Euro New Zealand on the 4-hour. This is the crazy beast. So yeah, second entry's been taken on that one. Just waiting for a drop, really. It's just parabolic. Unbelievable move. It's the biggest move I've seen on that, I think, ever. in 24 hours. That's to get a move that big on the hourly. You know, when you hourly charts, that's our first bear candle all day, all day. It's mental. 90. We don't do 90. When we do 90, we fall out of bed badly, fast, hard, pop. In fact, go for an ADR on that one, I would. It's coming down hard. Pound New Zealand. Again, same sort of thing. Pound is pushing up against New Zealand dollar. New Zealand dollar is very weak. We are starting to roll over on this one. 15-minute reverse alert and retest. It's pushing up again. Again, more weakness by the looks of things coming in the New Zealand dollar. Yeah. Whoops. Yeah, more New Zealand dollar weakness. Sorry, wrong one. Yeah, weak across the board. This New Zealand dollar's really, really unhappy at the moment. More buyers coming in on the NASDAQ. This is a nasty, nasty thing today, this index. These are the days when people get ripped to pieces. Stop trading it. Michael, when you are in negative drawdown position like Pound New Zealand, is your ambition to get out at break even, make some profit to pay for some of the losses when doing drawdown control? Always to make a profit. So Pound New Zealand is 1.67 at the moment, so it's not really an issue yet. However, my average is actually a bit further away than I'd like it. Want it in there, but the problem with this is it's pushed so hard and fast, it's difficult to get into positions, and this is, I'm scaling in an ADR apart at the moment, so yeah, try and get out in profit basically, but I'm looking for $500 profit, not looking to bank, actually not even that, quarter of an ADR on this one. Yeah, so not looking for massive profit, so don't really need to get down much further than there to make a nice profit on it, but it's entirely up to you as an individual what you do with your exits as to whether you take a break even or whether you take a profit, or what a lot of people do and what I do a lot of the time is wait for this to push down to there, take it off, do some DD control there, do some DD control there, and then when it pushes back up again, add that position back on. Assume that we're going to get a structure break like that. Yeah. Remember, when structure breaks after a move like this, there's two things going to happen. You're either going to get a pullback continuation or you're going to get a pullback reversal. So we're either going to get an M pattern or we're going to get a continuation of market structure. You never know which one's coming. So when this pulls back down here into support, you can take some profit off of this and use it. Best case scenario is it just carries on coming down and you're out, fine. Worst case scenario, it pushes back up and you get a chance to get that position on again and profit from it a second time and do more drawdown control. Yeah, there's never any right or wrong. It's all about these figures here. If you get something here that says $1,000, right, and you've got $1,500 sitting in there, so you put $2,500 in there, and your worst drawdown is $800, get rid of the whole thing. You're still sitting in loads of profit. So what you do, and this is all explained in the bootcamp in the drawdown control section, there is never a right or wrong answer. Whether you do that, or you do that, or you do that, is going to depend on this. If this is happy, this isn't much, and you get your chance to get a decent profit banked and get out a break even because you've got loads of money here, do it. But the decision you make is going to be based on how your day, your week, your month is going. There's never a right answer. It's what do you want to do? Do you want to get out a break even because you've gone, holy crap, I survived? Or do you want to get out here and bank $700 and use 350 of it for drawdown control? Or do you want to wait? There's never an answer that is the same for everybody. Everybody will get out in a different place. Let me just turn the crickets down a minute because there's a load of selling coming in. Yellen's speaking. Obviously, the other option is to do aggressive drawdown control. So where we are sitting here on 1.32 lots short, if I enter now with a 0.7 short on the next reversal, let's say it pushes up, takes that high out at 125 and puts another reversal in. If I enter with a 0.7 short, my average is going to jump up to here, which gives me an out there. But that's probably worth $1,500. So what I would probably do is bank that aggressive drawdown control position, take half off of that and close that completely. And then I'll be sitting on that position and half of that position with a break even sitting somewhere here. I don't know. It all depends on what you do. But at the end of the day, if you've got a big green number in here, you stick it in there and then you can assess the situation, because that will change, that will change, and that will change. So you can go, right, I've made 1.9% today. I don't need 1.9%. I'm happy with 1%. So I'll take 1% off of that, or 0.9% off of that, or 1.4%. You know, as I say, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Your job is to watch this column. Yeah. And when you get uncomfortable, start to deal with it. At the moment, 1.6% is not uncomfortable, especially after I'm seeing a parabolic move with us extended above ADR, above RSI and ADR. Yeah, this is extended. There's much more chance of that than there is of that. So that's not uncomfortable at the moment. If this does this, and that does that, and then we push out above that high and I get to 2%, I'll be thinking, right, we've got a flag break and a push. Something's fundamentally wrong with this. We are coming down here, but the likelihood is we're probably going to get a couple of days push. So then I will start looking at aggressive drawdown control. However, if all of this lot goes green and dumps 3.5 grand in there, I'll probably sit on it for a bit and not do anything about it. Yeah, you see what I mean? It changes. It's dynamic. This is dynamic drawdown control. Everything is dynamic. Everything's moving all the time. You know, that's continuously getting bigger. This figure's getting bigger. That figure's getting bigger. If I'm sitting in 9.5% drawdown and I've banked 21% this month, at the end of the month, I might decide to just close 4% of it off and just take a 16% month and then go, oh, that was easy, and not worry about this. But right now, the option is to close that out and take half of that away and just have a 5% profit month. How many people would snap your arm off to get a 5% profit month? It's just, but everybody's different. Some people, I get Telegram DMs. I had one yesterday. I think it was someone in the live room, actually. Might even be in here now. In 1.5% drawdown on 3 positions after 2 days. I'm like, whoa, calm down. Nothing's happened yet, is it? You've literally had a 2-day push against you. We had 2 ADR runs against you. Yeah, it might even been on this pound New Zealand. Oh, I got in this earlier. No, it wouldn't have been on this. It was on something else. But it's like, don't panic. Yeah, it's your first drawdown experience. It's abnormal. It's totally abnormal for people to be sitting in this because everybody's conditioned to never seeing in that. If you get to 1% in drawdown, your stop loss triggers. No one's used to going over 1%. When you go over 1%, everything gets a bit weird because you're not used to it. But it's totally normal, as Diamond said in the Telegram channel this morning, I think. You're going to be in drawdown constantly. Get used to it. Yeah. If this isn't red, I've got no risk. If I've got no risk, I can't make money. This is my risk. This risk will go from anything from 0 to 15% with me being perfectly comfortable because it has to go up and down for it to be able to get into this bank here. Your tolerance on each individual trade and your entire portfolio is going to be different to everybody else in the room. So, but, you know, so a lot of people will get there and they go, oh. But that in itself is an achievement. You have taken a trade totally wrong, held it for 5 days, taken another one totally wrong, held it for a week and a half, taken another one, and seen it come down to break even. So in 2 weeks, you've gone, I've not lost a penny How good is that? You didn't lose money. You took a trade, you were totally wrong for 2.5 weeks, and you lost nothing. That in itself gives you confidence in the strategy and the methodology, which is why the banks do it. They're not worried because the market does this all the time. Go onto H1, go out, pull out. What does the market do? That all the time. As long as it's doing that, you're in and out, except you're never going to be able to get out when you want to get out. You get out when the market says you can get out. Yeah. Look at the size of that move. Everyone was crapping themselves. Look at the size of that move. 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 What has that, and where we are now got in common? That, and what do you think's coming next? Look back in history at what happens when we get to here. Yeah, just got to wait. That's the bit that you won't, until you've experienced it. And what's going to happen is, if let's say you're in this trade, what's going to happen is you're going to go, thank God. And then it's going to go like that, and you're going to get cross because you missed all of that profit. And if you're using 1.3 scaling, that profit is going to be about, depending on your account size, somewhere between 2 to 3%. But you won't hold it because you'll be getting out there in panic. But it's totally normal until you've experienced it a few times. You just think, ah! First time you see that in 10%, you'll crap yourself. But then you'll suddenly go, hang on a minute, I've banked 15. I could close that out now and walk away with 5. I haven't here, but by the time that gets to 10%, I will have. And I'll be able to just go, oh, never mind, walk away with a profit. But you've got to go through it. You've got to go through it. And that's why I say in the bootcamp, on day 1 of the bootcamp, give this 30 days. Let the market show you how it moves, and let yourself get into crap and let yourself get out of crap. And all of a sudden, the light bulb will click and you'll go, wow, I never knew I could do that. 6 hours deep into your website. Now I'm watching this. I think it's time to log off for the day. Take it easy. Good one. You must be bored to death of my voice. What's the ADR on the DAX? I'm short and thinking of getting out. ADR on the DAX is miles away. You're short and thinking of getting out? Well, you must have only just got in, haven't you? I'm 99% confidence that's going to happen in the next hour. I can hear nothing but selling coming in over here. So I wouldn't, well, it's up to you, but there's a long way to go up and down today. We are, and don't forget the DAX has got this whacking great gap fill down here as well. And then it's not even near ADR. Look, there's a lot of movement in the indices today available, but it's whether or not it's tied itself out. We don't know, do we? Don't panic. Good advice. Make drawdown your friend. Morning, Franco. Euro US dollar. Sir, sell. Sell, sir. Yep, I'm already on it. M5 reversal alert has just triggered. Again, I got in there. There's another one there, but it invalidated it with a new high. This looks like US dollar strength, probably. Yep. Oh, blimey. Hello. That's Canadian dollar weakness. But if you look at the euro US dollar and the pound US dollar, they're probably coming down at the same time, which indicates that this is US dollar strength. So if you look at the euro US dollar and where we are, RSI, yeah. Oh, look at that. Hear that selling. Don't get out that DAX yet. Stay. Hold. We need Braveheart. If you're in the DAX, if you're in the DAX, watch this advert. Go away. Oh, that's nice and square, isn't it? That's terrible. Here it comes. I'm not going to play the rest of it because it's probably a meme. You get the message. You've got two very big downside targets there and not a lot to aim for up, and everything is selling. You can hear the sellers, just nothing but selling at the minute. So I'd stay short. Right, I was doing RSIs, wasn't I, before I was talking? Euro US dollar short. Sorry, bear with me 1 second. Sorry, someone trying to sell something. Doorbell's gone. So yeah, Euro US dollar, yeah, like it. Short, target there, ADR. Got the wave, US dollar CAD. Nice one. Yeah, there's no extension on that. We are very sideways at the moment. That is holding very nicely though. So it's a nice long, moving averages are all the way up. So definitely like it as a long. Nice support bounce. Right, so that's all the 4-hour RSIs I think covered before I went off on a waffle. There's loads and loads and loads of hourlies. Obviously, the main focus of the day is New Zealand dollar. Yeah, so the New Zealand dollar has been massively weak. The euro has also been massively strong today. So pretty much every euro pair is extended to the upside. That's a pound New Zealand, but every euro pair is also extended to the upside. So very, very good short opportunities for mean reversions. There's lots of downside targets on this. The euro New Zealand is literally left in its wake multiple targets, which will all get hit. Whether they get hit in the next 24 hours or this week, don't know. But yeah, big moves to the downside on all of these euros. So you can pretty much pick any of the euros you want. They're all very, very extended. Euro odd off the top, euro, and that's still moving hard. This Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar are absolutely getting wrecked today. Double top bounce would be the perfect opportunity. By then you might even be up to 90. Euro CAD, that's extended as well. Nice propulsion target to the downside. Euro odd just hit its weekly range. We're on Tuesday, so that's another weekly look. Yeah, so there's another euro hitting its weekly range on Tuesday. So yeah, Euro CAD, Euro Swiss, that was extended. That's rolling over. We just had a reversal alert. Some buyers coming in on the indices now. So looking for a pullback. When you leg down. Euro Swiss, Euro Pound over the 80 level. Over the 80, anything over 80, I am an absolute huge fan of. And this is what this is currently running. Whoops, not that. Yeah, this is currently running a test with the 80 RSI on the hourly on pound US dollar, which I'm going to look at in a sec. So yeah, euro pound, euro yen has already started to play out. This is the one I'd be the most worried about because I think we're seeing a lot of yen weakness. We know we are because all the yen pairs are pushing at the moment. This has got a chance of basically running up to there fairly quickly. But I mean, always when you get RSI extensions, there's a high probability of a turn point, isn't there? So Euro New Zealand we've looked at off the charts, Euro US dollar off the top as well. So everything's extended basically, apart from the Euro Swiss, which is now out of extension. It's just going sideways because of the Swiss franc weakness. Pound New Zealand extended on the hourly. We've already looked at Pound New Zealand on the 4 hour. That one has started to come down very, very nicely. Yeah, so extended on the 4 hour, extended on the hourly. It's been embedded since here, which is where I got in. Again, so second entry down into there somewhere. And obviously all the New Zealand. So looking at the New Zealand dollar CAD, huge extensions, just come out of these lows again. So beautiful extension down to 10 on that. That's making a lovely W pattern at the minute. Back up ADR target. Looking for where that's going to go. We've got that low there, which held very nicely. So I'd be looking for it to come back up into there somewhere from here. If it does go down further and get embedded, i.e. the New Zealand dollar does fall out of bed for any reason, it's quite a long way to drop. You've got another ADR drop, look, all the way down to there for the next potential support level, but it could break at any point and push back up. So it's 2 days fully selling off, isn't it? So it's shot, absolutely shot. New Zealand dollar Swiss, huge push down. Yeah, so again, Swiss franc potentially might power up, which means this might have even more movement to the downside on it. So, but we are extended. We will start to see some kind of pullback going. Yeah, so but if it doesn't, you're just going to need to scale in. It's a long way down. So if this does end up being some kind of New Zealand dollar collapse and we get the Swiss franc strengthening at the same time, you might be in that for a bit. But if you look at the fundamentals on it, it is actually a sell, but a very weak sell still. And the only reason it's a sell at the moment is because it's being longed by retail, which is why it's driving down hard, because they're taking all the liquidity to the downside. So as soon as retail flip on it, that becomes kind of a -1. So it literally is retail at the minute driving this. If you look at the retail sentiment on it. Sorry, that's the wrong way around, wasn't it? New Zealand dollar Swiss. Yeah, retail -2. So retail are all longing it at the moment. All shorting it, sorry. Sorry, what? What? What are you talking about? New Zealand dollar Swiss. Yeah, they're all longing it. Wake up, Lee. They're all longing it. That's why it's coming down, yeah? So everybody in retail is basically hitting the long button, putting a stop, pushing down, hitting the long button, having a stop, hitting the long button, putting a stop, hitting the long button, putting a stop, hitting the long button, putting a stop. When they get the reverse alert, they'll hit the long button, they'll put a stop. So retail is just basically just taking the money. When they stop doing that and flip the other way, it'll go back up again. So all the time you've got retail offside. That's what's basically driving at the minute, because everything else is pretty much neutral on it. Everything's range bound. A lot of it's all being driven by retail. They're just hunting the money basically. So New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Obviously that one is also a 1 hour extension to the downside in a nice propulsion gap. Lovely potential support area here that we may be just doing an uneven stop hunt on. Propulsion gap target to the upside. We'll come back up to there at some point. May come back down and retest these lows first. So that would be an entry, exit. I'm already long. So we'll see. Sellers just starting to come back in again. So the buyers, all that buying you just heard, failed. Getting run over again. Still in the DAX? Hold. If you are. I need a hold. I need a, that's what we need. That's what we need. We need a Braveheart, don't we? We need a Braveheart one. Let's see if we can find one. I don't know if I've got any credits left. Go away, new themes. I don't want those. I'm just going to create something in OpenAI. One sec. Oh, what's going on? So what do we want? We want Braveheart trading Forex shouting hold. There we go. Let's see what we get there. That'll be a good one. For those of you who don't know what I'm doing, this is OpenAI generated art. So we keep asking for things like John Wick trading Forex. John Wick. I can't quite remember what that one was. Wearing Crocs, wasn't it? That was wrong. And then John Wick getting a win and John Wick blowing his account. And John Wick trading with his dog. We like John Wick in here. Well, I like John Wick in here. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, wrong one. Oh my God, it moves so bloody fast. You lose your art. Okay. I don't think this is anything to do with trading, but that's hold. I need to put some text over the top. He's shouting hold. There goes Braveheart. Apparently trading stocks shouting hold. Sometimes it's not very good, is it? Let's face it. Let's push down. Okay, so there's all your RSIs and your ADRs. There's a couple of other RSIs extended, which is Swiss yen on the hourly. Again, these hourlies, that's working out quite nicely. It's an ADR hit and an RSI extension, which is already starting to come back down into there. And then you possibly look at it to push up. Not sure how far the Swiss is going to get. So it's all to do with the banking. So Swiss franc at the moment is a little difficult. Aussie New Zealand, that was a nice one this morning. RSI extension to the upside. We got the 5-minute reversal in London. Beautiful M pattern reversal. There was your retest. It did come up and do a deeper leg, but that's starting to come down now. Target's down there. And Aussie dollar Swiss and Aussie dollar CAD. So Aussie dollar Swiss, again, Swiss franc strength is going to take this further down with this weak Aussie dollar. So very, very extended, very big push. If we can get down into this propulsion gap at 150, that would be lovely. That would be a lovely trade this afternoon. Target back up here at some point if you want to hold it that long. But, you know, I get out on quarter to half an ADR. So, and Aussie dollar CAD. I'm in that one long already. We're coming back down into support. So we're back basically down into this big wiki mess. So we're looking for a push back out there. And that's everything RSI and ADR related. Getting a little bit more buying coming in. They're buying up that area. And that's where I reckon we're probably going to get to, though. Might need to take a few hours to get down there, but DAX obviously all holding up. So you can see the confluence across all indexes, yeah? They all do the same thing at the same time. So you only need to trade one of them. Alan, how do you enter when you get a reversal alert? Order below, above previous high or low? So on the reversal alert, basically I get in on the reversal alert. So that candle there is the reversal alert candle. Enter, literally get in straight away. Market order. You can use pending orders if you want under the low. So it's up to you. If you're using the market reversal alert EA, you can use pending orders instead. So instead of a market order here, you can switch that over to a pending order, and then you can set a pending distance offset. But personally, I don't really see much point. That is the structure break. That is the sellers are in now. So if you want to, you can do, but you would have been triggered in the next candle in this case anyway at a slightly worse price. Yeah, so, you know, looking at something like pound New Zealand up here. Yeah, that was your entry candle on the reversal alert. If you put a pending order under there, you're just going to get triggered on the next candle. Sometimes what you will do is you'll not have it pushed down and you'll have it pushed back up again. But that is a retest. So you would take the retest. Trying to find one with a retest. Can't find one with a retest now. Oh, there you go. Oh, there we are. Yeah, so there's your reversal alert. Pushed back up inside the box. Yeah, and then it broke back down again. So that's your reversal. So that is the start of your M pattern. So I don't really see much point when you get the reversal alert and using a pending order, because if it pulls back up, you would take the reversal alert. The reversal alert retest, rather, will get you in at pretty much the same price. So, you know, in the grand scheme of things, we're looking at the hourly time frame. We're trading the hourly time frame. Here, I'm trading the hourly time frame. So the reason for the trade was an RSI extension on the hourly. This one didn't play out. That's the reason for the trade. The reversal alert on the lower time frame is sort of irrelevant. You could just say, when this is extended and it starts to push down, get in. Because if the RSI starts to push down, what's happening under the hood is on a lower time frame, you're having a structure break to the downside. That's why the RSI pushes down, because price has pushed down. Don't forget, all this does is mimic price, but with a filter to make it measure the strength of the movement. So the reversal alert is just a signal trigger to say, yeah, we're definitely starting to move down. We pushed down, we pushed up, and we've broken that last downward movement we had. Yeah, meaning the sellers are now in control. So whether you take the initial break, a pending order under it, or the retest, you're going to get in roughly there. In the grand scheme of things, if you look at this, for example, if I put two lines on here and say, that's your entry, that's your pending order, and let's say this pushed up and gave you a retest entry there, when you go out to the 1 hour time frame and look at it, what's the difference? In the grand scheme of things, whether you're there, there, or there, really makes very, very, very little difference. So I just take the initial reversal alert and I'm done. I haven't got to think about it. Well, I don't. The EA does, obviously. The EA takes all the trades. Next leg pushing down. Franco, it was a joke, but since I met you, it's been my best indicator. Drawdown. Load the cannon. You've made trading fun in the trenches fighting. Yeah, there's nothing to do, is there? You might as well just do something, because 99% of the time is watching charts and it's boring as hell. I watched a YouTube video the other day, and I wander off onto YouTube every now and again and watch other people's trading videos. And I can't remember whose it was, but they said something. Oh, it's a live stream I was watching, because the guy had like 25 people in his live stream. So I jumped in to his live stream, and he said, you know, you've made it and you know you've become a profitable trader when trading is boring. And I thought that is so unbelievably true, because you spend your entire life waiting for conditions in the market to present themselves to give you an opportunity to get into a trade. That clicking the button lasts 1 second. The other 12 hours or whatever of the day that you're trading, you are sitting here waiting. And everybody that trades the 5-minute time frame and is trying to scalp for a living and is in and out on this thing 10 times, 15, 20 times a day, trying to scalp tiny market movements, is working really hard and constantly focused on what's happening and probably making a loss 90% of the time. When you switch out to time frames that are profitable, it becomes ludicrously boring because it takes 4 hours for this to close. And if it doesn't close how I want it to, I don't take a trade. So I come back 4 hours later. Dull, but profitable. Exciting, never make any money. Ludicrous mode, you're never going to make any money. Yeah? Maybe, yes, definitely. But this is where the excitement is in trading. This is why everybody goes down here, but no one ever profits from it. It's very true, isn't it? You know you've made it when you're sitting looking at joining my channel because I talk rubbish all day long. Educational rubbish, it might be, but I just waffle all day. Why? Because I'm not taking trades. Everyone comes in and goes, any trades to take? Yep, loads. But when you've hit the button, what are you going to do? You might as well stay here and talk rubbish. Because that's what the rest of your day is, isn't it? Either that or shut the computer down and go off and do something else with the family. There's lots of buyers coming in, I can hear. This level seems to be holding at the moment. So start looking maybe for entries. If we get a pullback, it's also, this is holding as well. Look. So this is us potentially batting off of that. Buyers don't seem to be able to make any progress, do they? So Dow's doing the same. DAX is doing the same. Even with the opening range breakout, you know, sometimes we've been sitting here, haven't we, on the 5 and the 15-minute opening range. We've been sitting in here doing this. Like an hour and a bit later, I'm like, Jesus, are you going to do anything? It's just boring. It is boring. Everything's got its monopoly, every job, isn't it? Nasir, never traded indices. First time trading the DAX, selling. Well, if you've got in anywhere around here, that's a good place to get in. Look for that area there to act as resistance. This is where the sellers stepped in, and this is where they're likely to add on the way down to where the buyers started that move and are likely to add. So from there down to there is a very easy move, assuming that we don't get overrun by the buyers who are today in control of the market. This is what I mean about 5-minute, yeah? Absolutely any one of these could happen. Yeah, right now, because you're just trading algorithmic chop. You're trading 5-minute chop. You're trading orders being executed by futures traders. This could go absolutely any direction. When you look at it on a 4-hour chart or an hourly chart, it's very clear to see when you're likely to get a pullback, where from. Everything becomes so much clearer because you're filtering all of this crap. Look at all this that's happened today in the last 4 hours. If you tried to trade this, you're in and out, in and out, in and out, chopped up, chopped up. Do I go short? Do I go long? Oh my God, I've 1,000 decisions to make. If you're trading the 4-hour chart, you've gone, yep, we're going long. And all this noise vanishes. Everything becomes clear. We're pushing up into a propulsion gap and we're going to short at some point. Is this where we're going to short? I don't know. But this candle will give me an indication, if this becomes a spinning top, that we're start of a 3-bar reversal short. But this, I haven't got a bloody clue. Because it's just chop, mess, horrible, nasty, complicated. The 5-minute opening range, though, is very clear most of the time. Last few days, it's been beautiful and horrible at the same time. You know, this is a nasty one today. This is a lost day. Depending on how many entries you've taken, it's not been fun today. Tim, does the EA have settings for volume? So will not take an add-on if volume is too low. Example, out of hours. Find that occasionally my entry alert trigger. My entry will trigger, but it won't actually take the trade. You're talking about the market reverse alerts, EA. So yes, there is an entry, but yes, there is a filter, but it depends if you've set it up. So there's two filters. Okay, so filter one is time. I assume you're talking about the market reverse alerts, EA here. Filter one is time. So if you set that to true, it'll only trade specific hours of the day. So it will only start looking for opportunities to enter there, and it will end opportunities there. So 10 to 8 in this case. The other filter you have is the spread filter down here. So you have a use spread filter there. So if the spread is too wide, it won't take a trade. So if you've got that set on, same thing. Other than that, it will always take a trade, assuming if you're position trading, the alerts are a big enough distance apart. So if you're scaling into positions, obviously, it's looking at this distance in ADR or distance, whatever distance you've set between your trades, and it will only take trades at that distance or higher. So those are the only filters it has. But you can't filter on volume in CFDs because there's no centralized exchange. You can only, volume is only useful in futures market, because futures market you are seeing every single trade executed. On CFDs you'd see nothing. Everything's over the counter with the banks, so you get a visual representation of what price is doing, but you're not seeing any orders. The volume that you see here on your chart is your broker's volume. Yeah, this is not the volume going through the NASDAQ. This is the volume going through your broker. So this volume will be different on every broker. It will be similar, but it won't be the same because it's not centralized exchange. There is no centralized exchange for this. Futures market there is, obviously, but not here. Pushing down. We get those lows taken out on the DAX. We'll be stopping there. 150 ADR on New Zealand dollar Swiss. Oh, still dropping. Not happy, is it? Definitely next leg, I think, underway on that. Swiss franc might be the start of a new pump on the Swissy. Be a little careful with ADR. This is what happens when you go long on the Swiss franc before it goes into a squeeze. Ouch. Mumo, an ORB DAX set file can work for the NAS? No, because the timings are different, aren't they? You'd need to change the timings, and you'd need to change the stop loss settings and everything. We won't. No, you don't have to change the stop loss settings if you're using a percentage of opening range as your stop. You don't need to change anything apart from the times. You need to change the times. And if you're using trailing stops, you use the trailing stops. Yeah, everything has got a different ADR. Yeah, the ADR on the DAX is 369. The ADR on the NASDAQ is 298. The ADR on the Dow is 682. So all these instruments move differently. So you need to adjust settings, sensitivity settings accordingly. The set file, there's loads of set files on for the ORB EA on the website. Well, not on the website, they're linked from the website. Yeah. But backtest. Do your own due diligence. Every EA you put on your chart, you should fully understand exactly what it's doing, why it's doing it, how it's doing it. Euro CAD ADR still off, moving. Okay, so still strength in the euro, and that looks like Canadian dollar weakness. Yeah, Canadian dollar weakness coupled with euro strength. Off on a mission. Why do you prefer RSI over to stochastic RSI? I didn't even know the stochastic RSI existed until a couple of months ago. Someone said, have you ever used the stochastic RSI? And I was like, no idea, never heard of it. But yeah, if you want to use stochastic RSI, use stochastic RSI. I think I downloaded it, didn't I? Did I not download a stochastic RSI? Yeah, I did. Look, here you go. I don't know how to set it up, but it's just a stochastic, isn't it? Really. But it's a kind of some hybrid thing. I don't know. This is obviously, I don't know. I've been trading 15 years. I heard about it about a month or two ago. Whenever somebody mentioned it, never knew it existed. So if it's not come on my radar, I just never used it. So, but if you want to trade with it, trade with it. Yeah. I'm assuming it's when it gets over there, you do that. And when it gets down below there, you do that. So if you like it, use it. The reason I don't use the stochastic is because you get too many signals. Zena, thanks for joining. Welcome aboard. So yeah, with the stochastic, for example, if you look at the number of signals you get on a stochastic versus an RSI, yeah, so you got a signal to go long there, long there, long there, and long there. All during that tiny downward movement, you got 4 long signals. The RSI didn't even get there. Yeah, to go short, you got a signal there, there, and there. And you also got a signal to go long in the middle of it as well. Total confusion. So you can't use the stochastic because it's just too fast. It's too fast for mean reversion, which is what everyone tries to use it for, which is why nobody uses it. Everybody uses it at some point in their trading career, and then they find out and they never make money with it and they dump it. Yeah. So stochastic RSI, when you compare them, again, I don't know what settings you would need to use. You probably need to fine tune it, but it looks to me like a hybrid between the two. So where we got 1, 2 signals there, we didn't get a signal on stochastic. We did there. Yeah, so there's differences in signals, isn't there? CAD Swiss, ADR, this Canadian dollar is moving off of the news finally. So you got embedded on the stochastic RSI there, whereas you had multiple signals on RSI. On stochastic rather. So yeah, just gives you different signals, doesn't it? You're going to get similar signals at similar times on some of them. Like there, you would have got a short signal. You didn't get one on RSI. On RSI. You got another short there. You got another short there when I longed it because we got a short, long signal. I don't know. Do some MAC testing. If you like it, use it. I don't have a problem with any indicator. Like I say in the bootcamp, this is me. This is how I trade. This way of trading is a methodology. You can apply it to virtually any strategy. Yeah, position trading will work on any strategy. Not trend. It won't work on a trend strategy, but then 90% of strategies are mean reversion because 80% of the time it's mean reverting. So people build mean reversion strategies way more than they build trend-based strategies. Just breaking out those lows on the NASDAQ and the Dow as well. I was trying, didn't quite. But the NASDAQ's made a new low. Did I hear you say that you use the H1 for ADR strategy? No, ADR, there is no time frame. ADR doesn't have a time frame. ADR is ADR. ADR is just purely a measurement from the low of the day and a measurement from the high of the day. There's no time frame involved. It's exactly the same level on every time frame you look at. Any news on the sentiment EA? No, Joaquin, I haven't done anything with it at all. I'm not falling out of love with sentiment. I love sentiment, but I'm struggling. Ignore those figures. They're not. That's not all the sentiment EA. I'm struggling to find a good entry methodology with position trading. So I get the feeling it's probably going to be a better stop loss based strategy. I mean, it's making some fantastic trades, but I don't think I've given it a proper test, because during this test, the world went nuts over the last 2 weeks. So it's completely skewed results because it's got so many trades on. So I need to spend some time doing a bit of analysis on it. I'm not sure it's ripe yet, put it that way. I still have it in development, but I need to place some time on it, really. I've become a lazy trader and doing much better. That's good. Lazy trading is the way to trade. Stress-free, lazy, hit the button, don't care about it, wait and see what happens, deal with it later. Best way to make money. New Zealand and pound start to flick some green. ADR, Euro CAD 125. Boom. Nothing much moving at the minute. Right, I'm going to cover this little session I was going to do on this in a minute, just to show and prove a point. Let me just finish off with chat. Euro US dollar down at the moment. Sell. Well, according to the advert that just so kindly interrupted my stream, if I trade one plan, one strat, one ticker for 1 hour a day, I will become a multi-millionaire. Really? Who was that? Who is that person? I'm just getting an advert for Mazda. Mazda. Oh, and it's freezing on me, look, Mazda. No. I haven't got them. It sounds like a good strategy. So what happens when that one ticker that you trade for 1 hour a day with that one strategy has a losing run of 10 trades in a row? Live from India. Welcome, Gina. Can we hit the like button? We've got 51 thumbs up. There's 84 people in here. We had way more people in here earlier. I've obviously bored everybody to tears. They're all waiting for me to do this thing on the strategy test, which I'm about to do. Now they've all gone. What I like most position trading, I see red on most trades, then see combined position only down 2 pips. Makes it easy to kill dead trades. Yeah, or add to great trades. Pulling profit like fruit. Always a way to go. New Zealand CAD, what's your target? I don't have targets. So for New Zealand dollar CAD, upside target will be somewhere in the region of $250 to $500. So if you look at that pullback, we left a propulsion gap on that accumulation there. So 100 ADR to the upside would be a good spot potentially to get out. Other than that, don't know. Targets basically for me are areas where price is likely to turn. So resistance. Yeah, we came down, battered into that a few times, then we broke through it. We haven't retested it yet. So when we push back up into it, there's a chance that that's going to form some kind of resistance. There's a propulsion gap there when we broke that accumulation. when we come up into there, there's a chance that the sellers that started this move will add into their positions. Or we could come and retest that high. Don't know. Position trading, you get out when you're happy, when you've got enough money, when you fancy it. There's no rules. We don't do rules. Exactly. Couldn't skip fast enough. Wonder what that one strategy was. How much was it? $1,000? $500? $1,500? We were talking the other day about what's his name from Mission FX Trading? Can't remember his name. Sean. Nick Sean, isn't it? You know, and how I kind of like his style of trading because he doesn't use a stop loss. Funnily enough, he makes money. But I was looking at his courses, and the cost of his courses is unbelievable. Euro pound 150 ADR. His compounding course, which is not a lot really, compounding course. It's very simple compounding. It's $1,000. And if you want to join his personal group on Telegram, it's £250 a month. If you want to do his main course, you have to fill out a form. He doesn't even tell you the price. So I have to ask the question, if you're selling something which is, let's say, probably £2,000, £2,500 as your main course, and you sell 3 or 4 of those a month, that's 10 grand a month. If you sell 2 or 3 compounding courses, that's 13, 14 grand a month. If you have 100 people in your group, that's 25 grand a month. Why do you need to trade? Live on the education, much easier. That's what I do. Right. Just a quick bit. What's the time? 1 hour 48 in. So I'm just going to turn the crickets down a minute. So I just wanted to talk quickly about prop. Okay, so what I've done is in the strategy tester, I have just set the market reversal alerts EA, doing a very, very simple strategy. Yeah, so I'll quickly explain what the strategy is that it's doing on the tester. Yeah, so basically all we are doing is we are waiting for the RSI to get above 80. Yeah, and then on the hourly chart, that is on the hourly time frame, and then on the M5 time frame, we are taking a reversal alert up here. Yeah, and we are using a stop loss of half an ADR and a take profit of 3/4 of an ADR. Yeah, so that is the strategy. This is a stop loss strategy. Okay, so it's literally a half ADR stop when we get extended by 80 on the RSI or below 20, obviously, and a 1.25 R return. Yeah, that's all we're looking for. So tiny returns, big stops, unlikely to get stopped out, and we're only getting in when we are massively extended, waiting for that elastic band snapback, right? And this is running still. You know, it's that far through, it's still going. But what I wanted to do was demonstrate how a prop evaluation is not dependent on your strategy, your system, you as a trader. It is dependent on that, but it's dependent on purely market conditions. Yeah. So what this is doing is it's risking 1% per trade. You can see all the trades in here. So it's 100K account. It's risking 1% a trade. So every TP is about $1,500. Every loss is about $1,000. Yeah. So here's all the trades: 3 losses, 4, 5. There's a few losses in a row. There's some winners. Another loss, winner, loss, winner, loss. Yeah. Typical mean reversion strategy. 50, 60, 70% strike rate, whatever. Doesn't matter. Okay. But what I wanted to demonstrate is if you're risking 1% on a trade, yeah, and you're trying to pass a proper valuation with an 8% target, what we are looking for, yeah, is 8% divided by 1.5. Yeah, we're looking for 5.3 profitable trades. So call it 6 profitable trades in a row. Yeah, that gets us our 8% target, which passes prop. we have a 10% max drawdown most of the time. So we can lose 10 trades. So we have to lose 10 trades to blow the evaluation. We have to pass 6 trades to pass the evaluation. Okay, phase 1. Phase 2, we've got to get 4% target most of the time, which means we've only got to get really 3 trades. So in total, we've got to do 9 profitable trades without having 20 trades go against us. That's the maths roughly, isn't it? So the market reverse alerts EA is literally set up really extreme conditions on the hourly, not the M5, on the hourly. Yeah. And when we get to these really extreme conditions, so it's basically the trades you can see on the screen here virtually, but it's not position trading, it's using a stop loss. So what you can see is when we started the evaluation here, and the date that we started the evaluation in this case was the 1st of January 2020. We started on the 1st of January 2020 and we had 1, 2, 3, 4 winners in a row. Then we had a loser and another winner. So we had 5 winning trades and 1 losing trade. That was not enough to pass an evaluation. What happened next was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 losing trades in a row. Yeah. So we had a losing streak of 8 trades, which lost us 8,000, but we had run up to around about 5,000. So we only actually drew down to 98,769. So we drew down about 2.5K. We've got a 10K loss. So we're not out. Then we had 1, 2, 3, 4 trades in a row. Loser, winner, loser, winner, loser, winner, winner. Loser, 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 winner, winner, loser, loser, winner, loser, winner, loser. And then we had a winning run of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row. Yeah, our target was 8K. We hit target there. That trade there hit target. So it took all of those trades to get to target. Yeah, that's using 1.5 R. If I use 1.25 R, if I use 1.5 R, we may have hit it straight away. We may not. If I'd have used 2R, we may have hit it straight away. We may not. I don't know, because I don't know if it would have got to a 2R return on these winners that we had there. We don't know, do we? But the point I'm making is the strategy or the system is not what passes. This has been running for I don't know how long now. It's taken 47 trades in total. If you'd have started your evaluation here, you would have stagnated for that pretty much that entire period without getting anywhere. If you'd have started your evaluation here, you'd have screamed through and you'd have passed there. If you started your evaluation there, you didn't pass until there. So this EA will pass an evaluation, no problem. This strategy will pass an evaluation, and you could do variations of this strategy to pass. And this is only on GU, yeah? So if you ran this strategy on multiple instruments, obviously you got much more chance of passing. But also, if you have 3 instruments running at the same time and they hit that losing run, you've blown the account. So you need to look at your exposure, obviously. We know that. It's all taught in the bootcamp exposure, and that's why we have the trade manager dashboard to keep an eye on our exposure, yeah? But I just wanted to demonstrate it in a very simple manner that, you know, whenever you use any strategy, whether you pass or fail has got nothing to do with it. It's all to do with, well, when you pass or fail is obviously down to the time you start the strategy. So if you just started it on that date, you'd have gone straight into drawdown by $8,000. Yes, you'd have pulled it back and you've got back to break even roughly in the same amount of time as it took you to go into drawdown. And then you had a happy days and everything went fine. Yeah. But the difference between starting your evaluation on that day and that day is catastrophic failure, doom, gloom, upset, revenge trading, or holy crap, this is the best strategy in the world. The emotions that you go through in prop are what makes you pass or fail. The day you start them depends whether you're going to have a happy experience or a bad experience. But the overall strategy 90% of the time will work. And it's the person that fails, and it's the date you start, which is what makes you fail. I get asked in a Telegram group, and you've seen it in there today, which is what prompted me to do this little bit of a session. somebody asked, can I use the market reversal alerts EA to pass? And I had someone else DM me the same question at roughly the same time. And I get it every single day. The answer is always yes, the market reversal alerts EA can pass an evaluation. But when it passes and how it passes is not down to the market reversal alerts EA. It's down to when you start your evaluation. Is the market going to cooperate with you when you start? Or is it not going to cooperate with you when you start? That is out of your control. But I've said this many times in the live room, but I wanted to have a visual representation of what happens with a trading strategy so that you can understand it. And this is still trading. Look, it's just taken more trades. It's still running and it's going to continue running. Yeah. So it's made $17,000, 17%. But did it make it in a nice smooth fashion? No, this is a proper P&L. This is what it really looks like. None of that. None of that. This is real life. So I just wanted to do this little bit of a segment, and I might snip this and put it up on YouTube because I get asked the question all the time, and the answer is always going to be yes. It's a very good strategy. Yeah, H1, M5, mean reversion. We know it's a fantastic strategy. It works all the time. You're looking at the results here. But this is a prop. This is not a version that works in prop. This is position trading. But I just wanted to show that, yeah, you can use this to pass prop and with a stop loss. It works. But it's not going to be smooth sailing. It's going to be hideously annoying. And the other problem you have is prop firms set you a maximum time, most of them, that you can run for 30 days. This is not going to pass necessarily in 30 days. That might have done, but that wouldn't have. Again, it all comes down to the time you start, the day you start. The day you take that first trade is what determines how long it takes and when you pass and how you pass. Yeah. The market is the determining factor and the date that you start it. Yeah. So I just wanted to explain it in more detail because it's a question I get asked a lot. And I think it's something that there needs to be a little snippet of video on just to explain what happens in trading, because what people are expecting to do is to buy an EA designed to pass a prop firm. There isn't an EA that passes a prop firm. An EA trades a strategy which has a long-term edge. The edge will play out over a period of time. That's the way it works. Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, there you go. 17 grand. I don't know how long that's been running. When did it start? Let's have a look. 3rd of January. We're on the 26th of March, 2021. So that's a year and 2 months. On one instrument, yeah? Don't forget there's 28 instruments. And this will play out the same on all the instruments. Yeah, the settings work the same because we're trading ADR, remember? So there's no, these settings will be the same on everything. Yeah, the ADR is different on every pair. So when you're using half an ADR and 3/4 of an ADR, the stops and the take profits will adjust dynamically for the instrument that you're trading. So the same set file works on every instrument. But obviously, what's it going to do? When are you going to get a squeeze? When aren't you going to get a squeeze? It doesn't matter because you're using a stop loss, doesn't it? But yeah, so there you go. I just want to do a visual representation of it because, as I say, it's something that I don't think people understand, that trading is not about a strategy. It's about a long-term edge and whether or not the market participates with you at the time you're taking the trade. Yeah. Every time you take a button press, it's a 50-50 shot. That's it. It moves through time, up and down. Those are the only constants you have. So whether a trade works has got nothing to do with whether or not you're at a support level. There's been an arrow drawn on the screen. This has crossed below a level or above a level. What makes the trade work is whether or not the market moves in the direction you've pressed the button. And that is literally it. It's that easy. So all you do is you put those button presses into a condition which has a higher probability of working out. And all of a sudden, it becomes a lot easier to make money, doesn't it? But there's no 100% strike rate, 70% strike rate, 80% strike rate. What's the strike rate? Let's have a look. What's the stats? So we made 19 grand. We drew down by 8%. We drew down by 8%. There you go. So 10% is your max drawdown. We never hit that. Strike rate is 55%. Yeah, 55% strike rate with a 1.25 R. Tick. Profitable strategy. That's all you need. You just can't time whether or not it's going to pass for you or not, can you? There you go. Let me catch up on the chat. Made me remember the other day, I saw a guy at the gas station wearing socks with Crocs. And it's freezing cold out. Socks and Crocs, yeah. Socks and Crocs. That's not Crocs, is it? It's not socks and Crocs. It got that one really wrong. It looks like he's on a train or something as well. No, he's not. He's sitting at a desk, isn't he? He's meant to be trading. Don't know what that is. I reckon OpenAI did that to hide his hands, look, because it's no good at drawing hands. OpenAI doesn't do hands, look. That's not the one, is it? This is the one, look. Oh, it has a problem with hands. Yeah. It's not very good at hands. John Wick's only got 3 fingers. What the hell is going on there? Not with the dog. With that. Look at his finger. It's broken. He's broken his finger. And his hand split in 2. He's not having a good day, is he, John? OpenAI, love it. You'll all know when the holes in Crocs are for. That's for your dignity to run out of your shoes. I've not heard that before. I'm going to use that next time I see someone wearing Crocs. I saw someone the other day wearing Crocs, actually. It's actually a friend of mine. And I had to bite my tongue and say, what are you doing? It was actually a lady. She comes into the spin class and she came in with Crocs on. And I was like, no, this is an exercise class. You turn up in trainers. You don't turn up in Crocs. It was wrong. I know drawdown is usually 10%, but isn't it only 5% a day? Yes, it is. So it's 5% a day. The only way you would be in trouble is if 3, 4, 5. If all 5 of those trades happened on the same day, you would hit 5%. So what you need for the daily drawdown loss limit to be triggered is 6 trades in a row in one day. You're not going to get that. Are you? It's not going to happen. It might happen if you're trading 28 pairs. So out of 28 pairs, if you're in... This is the thing, again, with prop, what you've got to do is control this drawdown. You need to make sure your exposure is not crazy exposure. If you've got crazy exposure like that and the euro pops, you're going to have 5 trades hit their stop loss on the same day. That's going to blow it, isn't it? That's going to blow your prop evaluation out of the water completely. So limit your exposure. And, you know, you stick the market reversal alerts EA on a server with running on every pair. It's very easy to do. As soon as you've got 2 Aussie long exposures, you turn off all the Aussies. You just open up the Aussie and you just go, sorry, Aussie, CAD, I can't take you. And you turn off live trading. Bang. That's it. You won't get overexposed on the Aussie. So all you've got to do is, and, you know, we're talking here with this particular, I mean, you can use any strategy you like, but we're talking here with the H1 80% strategy. This is not going to happen every day, is it? Look, 80%, we hit it. We didn't even hit it. So, you know, look at New Zealand dollar CAD once, twice, 3 times since February. 4, 5, 6, including longs and shorts. So the distance between these entries is a week, 2.5 weeks, 2.5 weeks, a couple of days, but we're out of that one. So to get into that one, we've got to be out of the other one, haven't we? So we've profited on that, or we've hit our stop loss, either or. But look here, this is a really good example of what would happen in this scenario, yeah? So where you get a losing trade followed by a winning trade, often what will happen is it will be this scenario. So we get an ATRSI extension and enter, half an ADR, we get stopped out. We are still extended above 80. We get in again. The second one works. So on these two positions on this one extension, we get a 1x loss and a 1.5 or 1.25, depending on what our TP is, profit. So what do we come out with? 0.25 profit. So if an RSI pushes against us to 80 and fails, the second entry is highly likely to be profitable. So on a failed entry, the chances are we're going to get a 0.25 profit out of it. It's just going to take 3 or 4 days to play out. So it works in the same way as position trading. And this is very, very similar to what I do on my prop. This is how I run my prop. But what I do is I watch the dashboard. I get alerts on the dashboard. And what I do is I wait for the alerts to happen at a point of resistance. And I take resistance trades, but with a big stop loss. And I give them a chance to muck about a bit and hopefully come back down again. So when we're extended there, as long as we're at that level, I get in. 5 or 6 trades a week with 1.5R, you're making 20 grand a month on multiple props. And I blow props. I do blow props. And the props I blow are the ones I bloody intervene with. And it's always the same. Holy pip crap, man. No, I read that wrong. Holy crap pip, man. Yeah. Read that the wrong way around. You know what the housing procs are for. That's for your dignity to run out of your shoes. That's brilliant. I like that. I'm going to tell my wife that one as well. Plus, it seems prop firms bank on your trading psychology and stay the same from evaluation to funded. It's 2 different approaches, totally. As soon as I get onto funded, I drop my risk. You keep an account a lot longer if you drop your risk. You'll still blow it at some point, but you'll keep it longer. Lots of selling coming in on the NASDAQ now. We've just pulled back while I've been talking. We've been rallying. DAX, did you get down there? We didn't. Look at the DAX. Still hasn't got down there. I reckon the DAX is going to run now. Hey, what's the best way to follow your guides? What's the best video course to start? On the website, there's links flying past you constantly on the website in chat. But this section here, free trading education. So go through all of those. Yeah, to get basic knowledge on what's important, and then come over and do the boot camp, or just do the boot camp. Yeah. So the boot camp is my core strategy and methodology. It just teaches you how the market moves, how the banks move, elastic band theory, mean reversion, drawdown control, everything. It's all covered in there. I'll put a link in the chat. I just used the croc joke on my missus, pissed myself laughing. I'm going to go and do that very thing in a minute. I've never used MT4 before. That's fine. Don't worry about it. This can be executed on any platform, any strategy. Yeah. The bootcamp talks about all the indicators I use and that I sell. I have indicators I've created. I have EAs I've created, which help execute the strategy that I trade. The methodology of position trading will work on any mean reversion strategy. 80% of strategies are mean reversion. 80% of the time market is in mean reversion. So if you have a Bollinger Band strategy, for example, the position trading bootcamp will work with your Bollinger Band strategy. I just use the strategy that I use, which is based on market structure, because what I'm trading is bank moves. So I'm trading bank exhaustion. Yeah, when the banks have driven price to an extreme and have been buying for 48 hours, they have to take profit on their moves. So my trades are based on their profit take. So when they do that, I'm watching and waiting for them to do that. That's what I get. I get a little bit out of the market on their profit take. So I'm never going to catch this, because by the time you've seen this happen, you've missed it. Yes, you can get in, but that means getting in on a breakout. 80% of breakouts fail. So the failure rate of trying to catch a trend is extremely high, which is why trend traders only get a 30% strike rate. What I would rather do is wait for the banks to have completed their move, or are at a point where they are likely to complete their move, which consists of a push and a profit take. I'm grabbing that only. That only. Yeah, that. I'm grabbing that. Small bits. But the RSI indicator I use because it shows me when there's been a relative strength move in an instrument. So the relative strength is speed and volume of movement in one direction. So it's telling me that the banks have accelerated hard, which is what's called elastic band theory. And after that has happened, the elastic band snaps back. I'm catching the snapback. Yeah. So if you were using a Bollinger Band strategy, for example, yeah, that could be your entry one. If you don't get out on the first entry, you get in on the second and you wait for both of them. Yeah, so it would work on Bollinger. Any mean reversion strategy, mean reversion strategies tend to work on oscillators or bands or pivots. You know, you could use position trading on pivot points, but I hate pivot points. I don't believe there's any fixed level in the market that it respects. ADR, it respects, but ADR is not fixed. ADR is dynamic. It adjusts during the day. It's a measurement. A pivot is also a measurement, but it's a measurement based on a fixed price. And if the market's going to rally for 3 days, that pivot's going to fail. And then they go, oh, we'll catch the next one. Oh, we'll catch the next one. So in theory, if you were trading pivot points, you would go entry 1, entry 2, entry 3. But then that's just grid trading. What happens when it slams through the grid? And then it only starts to reverse there. You're 3 positions deep. If you're using a reversal alert, you're not getting in here because there's no selling. You get in when the selling starts. That's what the reversal alert indicator shows you. So what I teach in my bootcamp is how to use my indicators to execute position trading methodology, but the theory is the same across any strategy. So you can execute it manually, or you can use the indicators, or you can just use the EA. The EA is $99 and it just does everything for you and you don't have to worry about it. But you don't need it. You can do it all manually. In theory, what you can do, and this is how I started position trading, is I started position trading using multiple stochastics. That's how I developed the strategy from. And then I found that it was too aggressive. So I looked for another indicator. So in theory, what you could do is literally just use the RSI. It's totally free. It comes with every trading platform in the world. As soon as that RSI gets extended above a level and you see it start to push down, enter. In its simplest form, position trading can be made that easy. Yeah, enter. And then when it pushes back up again, if you need to, enter when it comes down. So you would get an entry down here somewhere. So it wouldn't be quite as tight. But in theory, you can just use the RSI. You don't need to buy anything, do anything else. But RSI on its own isn't going to work a lot of the time. You will get either no reverse alert or you'll get a reverse alert in the wrong place. So they just work, they meld together perfectly. Market structure and bank exhaustion just work very, very well for mean reversion strategy. But again, you can apply it to anything. It works everywhere. Where there's an elastic band, there is a need for it to contract back. Where there's a Bollinger Band, there's a need for it to contract back. Where there is a VWAP envelope, there is a need for it to contract back. They are all mean reversion. And there's a video on here in this one as well, in the other free trading video section, which is explains mean reversion and trend. If you don't know much about mean reversion, there's only 2 ways to trade. You either are a trend trader or you are a mean reversion trader. Yeah. So when there's been a push in one direction, you are reverting to the mean. You are trading back to the mean of the move. Trend traders are catching the pullbacks to try and jump on the continuation moves. That is all there is. That has a 30% strike rate. That has an 80% strike rate, which is what that video is about. Do you want to trade something with an 80% strike rate or a 30% strike rate? Doesn't take a maths genius to work out what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing. But then all the trend traders will go, yeah, but we get a 5-to-1 risk reward. Yeah, but you also only get it every 3 out of 10 trades. Those 7 out of 10 drive you nuts, drive you over the edge, make you go tilt, make you over leverage, make you take additional trades, make you over trade. They make you cross. You get out too soon. Yeah, it's a stressful thing trying to be a trend trader. You're holding on for life. Literally. You get in here. That is so painful. It's every little drop that happens, you are crapping yourself thinking this is coming back and turning into a loss. Yeah. As a mean reversion trader, I'm getting in here and I'm getting out here. And then I'm getting in and getting out and getting in and getting out. So if for every trend trade that you take that gets 7-to-1, I'm taking 7 trades that are getting me 1.5R. I'm making way more money than you on exactly the same move. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to be a trend trader or a swing trader. You know, it's just when you do the maths, it doesn't add up. Steve, because I'm a new doing prop, I use daily drawdown limiter on MT4, so it crashes me out if it gets near. Yep, perfect. Yeah, there's loads of VAs that will do that and control your risk. Brilliant. Brilliant things to use. GT Prab. Euro US dollar, please look. Please look into Euro US dollar. Please look into Euro US dollar. Please look into Euro US dollar. Okay, I get the message. There you go. There's Euro US dollar. I'm assuming you haven't got a chart in front of you. You just need to look at it. What are you doing having 20,000 followers, all putting questions all the time? I don't know what I'm going to do if I had 20,000 followers. That'd be mental. I've got 7,000 or something, I think, on YouTube. 5,000 in the Telegram group. 7,000 on YouTube. Can you imagine what it'd be like with 20,000 followers? I'd never shut up, would I? I wouldn't be able to answer the questions, basically. I'd need to have some administrator batting questions away. Anyway, GT Prab, if there's something you wanted to know about Euro US dollar, let me know. I think I can predict your next question anyway. He's not going to ask it now, is he? But I'll answer it for you. Short. Right. That's all I've got for you today. You can probably tell by the fact that I've got a sell order in a minute. I'll be back tomorrow morning at the same time, 7:50, and back for the New York session at 1:20. Thursday, I'm not here for the New York session. Well, actually, I might do. I've got a physio appointment, so I won't be here because my physio's at 1, so I won't be here for the open, but I might be here 10 or 15 minutes after. He would give us 86 jobs. What? Yeah, you can all take a question each. Everyone that's in here regularly, take a question each. So just be aware of what's coming up tomorrow morning before I come on. So I'm on at 7:50. 7 a.m. we've got the CPI for the UK. We had the CPI for the CAD. That wasn't particularly impactful. We'll see what we do here. Forecast is a drop. If we don't get a drop, there's going to be a problem with the pound. So we will see what happens, but we probably get some movement off of that tomorrow. We are quite extended on the pound pairs. So we got Lagarde speaking at 8:45, and then we go straight into FOMC in the evening. So there's no daytime news. It's all about tomorrow evening. It's all about the Fed fund rate with FOMC. Okay. So that's what you got coming up tomorrow. Keep your eyes on Financial Juice. There's lots of stuff coming out all the time on there. Supplies of liquid natural gas to China will increase from Russia. Credit Suisse has no impact on EU bank funding. So there's lots of news coming out. If you see anything red coming out, just pay attention. We are still in fear. We're not in extreme fear. So this is why money's winding out of the yen, but that can change. One bank goes, that's going to change. So just keep your wits about you at the minute. That's just starting to come down. I'm just hearing lots of selling coming in at the moment on the NASDAQ as well. So next move down. DAX, if you are on that still, whoever was on the DAX, good luck. Good luck. The answer is 7, Ben. Is that from what's it called, that film? I can't remember. What's it's the question, what's the answer to the life in the universe or something, isn't it? On I forgot what it's called. Anyway, thanks for all the fish. There we go. Yes, it's from the same film. I know what you're talking about. Life of Brian. Can you give me the profit level in euro US dollar? Down, definitely down. Get out when you've got a load of money. Don't think about profit targets. Let the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That's the one I was thinking of. I was trying to think of the name of it. It's driving me nuts. Yeah, profit target is either there or there, depending on how long you can hold it for. Have a good day, everybody. I will be back tomorrow morning, 7:50 and at 1:20. If you need anything, I'll be in the Telegram group. Go and watch the website. Go and watch all the videos on there. Learn how to position trade, make lots of money, get P&Ls that look like that on a regular basis, and everybody's going to be happy and make millions of pounds. All right, have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow.